Let's talk Garoppolo. Oh, okay. What's up, Javi?
What's good? What's good, Grant?
What's going on, man? What are we talking about?
I don't know, bro. This Jimmy Garoppolo stuff got me concerned for this week.
Let's talk
Even
about
like
Jimmy.
it's
Let's talk about Jimmy.
oh man,
Did you watch his press conference today?
I've watched part of it. Yeah.
They asked him, what did you think of your performance? And he said, he talked about the same things that Saleh and Shanahan have been talking about, the decisiveness.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I wish I could have been more decisive. It was almost like what Shanahan predicted. He's like, well, let's see what he does against a different defense other than ours. And we saw it. And then he said, look, well, I needed some preseason. It's been a while, but that's not an excuse. So are we expecting him to improve or what?
Yeah, I mean, I expect him to improve against the Jets, against the Giants, and then even Philadelphia shouldn't be a tough matchup. What I'm worried about is the middle of the season. What are the Niners going to do come the dog stretch of this schedule? But when it comes to Jimmy, he's got to be better. He's got to be more decisive. He held onto the ball way too long. There's a couple times that he could have got the ball out. His first sack, KB flashes right in front of him. He didn't throw it that way. He doesn't throw it to him. Second sack, McKinnon is wide open. He does the dancing in the backfield. There's
the pirouette.
Yeah, the pirouette situation.
That was
McKinnon's
bad.
right there. And then even before the McKinnon touchdown pass, Mostert is wide open to the left of him, and he doesn't even look his way. There's a couple times Pettis gets open, beat Patrick Peterson a couple times, and he doesn't look Pettis' way. I don't blame him, but at the same time, you got to get the ball downfield. Kyle mentioned it. He thought the wide receivers had some separation, and there was some. You could see it just from the TV copy. Part of me wants to say Kyle doesn't trust Jimmy, but I think it's more Jimmy doesn't trust his wide receivers, and that's a concern. You need Deebo Samuels. You need Deebo back. You need Kittle to be, healthy again. And on Jimmy, you can't throw high and behind all game. You can't do that. High and behind has been his MO since he's been here, and that's just a concern. It hasn't been fixed, and that's my problem or my concern.
Yeah. It seems like with Jimmy, the more we see him, what's troubling is that it seems like the ceiling lowers the more you see him. The more you look at him, you're like, well, he's almost 29. He's a pocket passer who doesn't have a big arm. He's not extremely mobile. What is his ceiling? It's not like then you look at Kyler Murray, who can do all these things. It's like, geez, they're not really in the same class. This guy's in he's more of he's a distributor. He can function in the scheme, but he's not a playmaker. And he's going up against other quarterbacks who are playmakers who make less than him. It's a tough position. I think when he came to the team in 2017, people were looking at him as being like, this guy could be, he could be Tom Brady one day, Drew Brees one day.
He moved around more instead of he doesn't move around anymore. I think that might be because of Kyle. Kyle, I don't know what Kyle's deal is about quarterbacks who move. Maybe they're afraid of what's going to happen again. What happened with him in Kansas City where he tears his ACL. But the league is changing. You need a mobile or semi-mobile quarterback in the NFL to function. Offensive line play is getting worse. Defensive linemen are getting better, and quarterbacks just can't stand in the pocket as a statue. And that's my concern. But the question is,
say that again, because that's the key thing. Say that one more time for our watch, because that's everything. Defense. Say it again.
Yeah, offensive linemen are getting worse in college, and defensive linemen are getting better in college, and that's you're seeing the trend. 2 years in a row, Nick Bosa and Chase Young, those are your top two picks, and those guys are monsters. And if you don't have a quarterback that can move just enough to get away from it, you're going to lose a lot of games, and you're going to get your quarterback hurt. And Jimmy needs to be able to move a little bit more. And Kyle can dial it up. Kyle can, say, hey, let's move the pocket just a little bit to get some better lanes for Jimmy to throw out of. You saw in the Super Bowl, if Jimmy has to stand in the pocket and his offensive line doesn't engage against Chris Jones, you're going to get balls batted at the line, and that's another issue. So you got to move the pocket a little bit. Jimmy has some mobility, but it's not what it was before the ACL tear. It's pretty clear. But I enjoy seeing Jimmy move. You saw it against the Rams late in the season. He rolls to his right, and he throws a dart right to George Kittle. He can move when he needs to, and I think the Niners need to allow him to do that. Take the handcuffs off, Kyle. What are you scared of? Like, your defense is good enough if you have a turnover or two where you can survive. And if you're not playing a mobile quarterback, you should be able to survive that.
So the thing with Jimmy is, he's not overly mobile like he used to be. He's not particularly mobile. He doesn't read the field particularly well. He doesn't he's not super decisive by his own admission. So as a pocket quarterback, he's not particularly advanced. He's got a long ways to go to become the kind of pocket quarterback who can just eviscerate you like Drew Brees. the guy who always gets the ball out when he hits his back foot. I mean, he's a ways away. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I think there's a lot still left with Jimmy. You know, this is what 20 straight starts or so. You know,
Yeah.
I want to give him a little bit more of a chance here. But what
it took Drew Brees a long time. It just seems like pocket quarterbacks aren't being afforded the time to develop the way they were 20 years ago. I mean, you get traded, you get your coach gets fired, your offensive coordinator gets fired, you're learning a new system. It's just hard. I mean, look at Darnold, look at Rosen, look at Winston.
Oh, dude. Darnold is going to be out of the league in 2-3 years if they don't.
Look at Baker. Who was the last great pocket passer to get drafted in the league?
Aaron Rodgers? But even him,
yeah, Aaron Rodgers, Andrew Luck. I mean, and those guys can move.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean,
it seems like the league is changing.
Not everyone needs to be 4.5 quarterback, but you got to have some mobility. Patrick Mahomes is what, a 4.6 guy, 4.7 guy, but he will move and he'll run you over if he needs to. You need that now. You know, we just said it. Offensive line plays bad.
Yeah.
Defensive line plays getting better. You need to be able to move. And my question is, does Kyle Shanahan want a mobile quarterback? That is my question.
I don't think he does want a mobile quarterback, but I think he needs to look in the mirror and understand that the league has changed. And he can't just run like his dad's offense with some updated tweaks. He needs to get with it. Bill Belichick has.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Belichick ran out Tom Brady and said, we're bringing in Cam Newton.
He's having a field day with Cam. He loves that, I think.
Yeah, right. I mean, he looked at what's working with Baltimore. That's his biggest competition. Well, them in Kansas City. It's all I want to do what they're doing. So it'll be interesting if the Niners are in the same position after this year, if they feel like Jimmy Garoppolo just isn't good enough to win a Super Bowl. It's possible because the team he had last year, I don't know if they're going to have a better team. So far, it's looking like this team can't. I mean, they had Buckner and Sanders. How are they going to match that? I don't know. We'll see. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's week 1. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I think this team's still 11-win team. They are good enough. They're very talented, so they should be fine. The schedule isn't super difficult. The first half, back half of it is where the rubber meets the road. You know,
they got to get their swagger back because right now they look a little like freaked out. Like, did we just blow 2 back-to-back games?
Part of me, I'm glad they lost this game.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
You know, it's like, you know what? Okay, enough of this revenge tour stuff.
Exactly.
Enough of that. Like, let's get after it. And you know, Jets, Giants, they don't concern me. Philly doesn't concern me. Miami doesn't concern me. I think they start 4-1 and we're off to the races.
And if they do that, then no one will really care about week 1. So
correct.
Obviously, there were like some negatives to take away. Like Jimmy, like I feel like that was just an okay performance. I thought like people were overreacting. I feel like that's a typical Jimmy performance to me.
Yeah. Well, elaborate. What do you mean?
Like, I mean, he was just okay. Like he missed open guys down the field.
Yeah.
Whenever the pressure came, he panicked.
I think the problem is that Niner fans still believe that he's going to end up being Tom Brady. And I think the more that you see him, the more it sets in that he's not going to be that.
No,
that like, he's going to settle in right around at like the 10th to 15th best quarterback in the league.
You have to understand his skill set first off. Like,
yeah,
you got to understand he doesn't have an arm like Rodgers, Mahomes, Murray. Like, that's fine, but you just got to compensate for that by being like Tom Brady. Like Tom Brady's one of the smartest QBs in the league. He's best at like making quick decisions. It's like you just got to be precise because I mean that one play where he was just doing a 360 in the pocket, looking like Michael Jackson.
Bad look. If he can't be a quick decision maker and a good decision maker, then he's not going to be a great quarterback.
Yeah, that's what he's got to focus on.
He has to.
I mean, last week you didn't play that well. That's fine. Just put it behind you. You got to focus on 1 week at a time. You can't let like whatever happened in the Super Bowl happened in the past. You can't let that affect how you play now. Like it's 1 week at a time. Otherwise, other teams are going to punk you.
Yep. And it looks like he's still kind of under the cloud of what happened in the Super Bowl. I mean, he got criticized by the whole world for 9 months. It's tough.